welcome back, Pokemon GO players, to another episode of the Purified Podcast. Today is December 20th, 2020. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris.
Hey, boys. How you guys doing?
How's it going, my good man?
I'm on a whole nother...
I know, right? It's like,
right
like for some reason, he's like super bright on the screen right now, and it's just like, I don't know what's going on right now. Like, entirely don't know what's going on with his camera right now, guys.
I've been purified.
It's been purified. Yeah, see. Yeah, we're also doing a Mama real quick, but once again, we are here to talk about Pokemon Go's news, updates, and ranting about Pokemon Go because we love the game just as much as you do, even though it's not the greatest right now, but still. Let's quickly remind everybody that we are part of the Professor Network, and I don't have it ready to go, but it is Professor Network Purified Podcast.com. Wonderful people, as always. We were supposed to actually talk to Ken earlier this week, but it will be fine for now. You guys will see that later on in the week, so don't worry. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, Chris, let's destroy this Marwell with our good friends here. And yeah, I love that the chat is just like saying like, "Oh, you're radiant." And it's like, yeah, no, he's heaven-like right now. He's like you guys are not seeing like half of the picture right now because you're only seeing like the crop part of it. But his whole entire face. Like, his whole entire room is like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna like stand on the light and be like, it's like God looking at me, or Arceus looking at me is like, what the heck am I doing right now?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but like, it's picking up light from all around as if my whole room is a light. But anyways.
Yeah, no. Alright, that's beside that point, because we have, once again, to talk about so many things today. Including a lot of the controversy that is happening on Twitter with the community and the Mr. Ryan event, Mr. Mine, I guess. We'll definitely be talking about those. Let's go ahead and finish up this raid real quick so that way we can talk about what we got for shinies and hundos for the week. And maybe we'll get a Shanto here. You never know. You never know.
It's weather boosted. Ooh. I didn't even realize.
Nice.
Okay.
Alright. Well, it is a fairy type, so I figure as much. Let's go! No shiny.
No shiny here.
What's your number?
I don't remember the 1128.
I got 1149.
Ooh.
Crispy clean.
Yeah, I don't remember what perfect is for Mawile.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. And thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Of course, Ghost, Terry, Toxic, thank you so much for joining us. Let's check out the ABs real quick. Close. Just a tiny little bit more. It could have been a hundo. Close, but not enough. Anyways,
a good trade.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we can't trade right now since all the way over there. Anyways, all right. So let's get into our shinies and hundos, or maybe shandos. You never know. Chris, what do you got for me?
Most of my shinies were from yesterday.
Okay.
I do have to check really quick to get a reminder. Oh boy. Okay, so a week from yesterday was the 13th. I actually got a Durant while I was streaming.
Yeah, I remember that.
Talking to you, actually.
Yeah. Just like all the time.
Day after, yeah. And then we got something that we both got. We'll talk about it later, probably. And then I got Shiny Misdreavus, Shiny Trico, both at work in the span of 2 minutes. It felt like.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, and then yesterday I got a shiny Swinub.
Ooh.
And a shiny Spoink, a level 1 Spoink.
Okay.
So I was actually kind of excited about that.
That's actually pretty good because I know a lot of the community love their level 1 shinies.
Oh yeah.
For me, as myself right now, the shinies are as follow. I did get a shiny Bonsley from the Celebi research quest, so that was also pretty good. Well, from the X, but I hatched another shiny, so that's actually good because I've been looking for this shiny for a while, and I'm actually glad. This is gonna stay at Bonsley until I at least get a Sudowoodo in the wild, if I ever get to that point, of course. But it's nice and neat, and of course, we'll be talking our experiences with the shiny Celebi research quest, but we did get our shiny Celebi. And mine is actually 93, so I'm happy with that. This is the first mythical that is actually way better than any of the other mythicals that I had from research, so I'm happy about that. It could have been a Shando, Just by a
I'm
tiny
just
bit.
a little jealous.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. You can walk away now. So.
Yeah,
And then
mine was not as good.
I know, right? And then once a couple hours, actually, like literally, like this last balloon that appeared, the Meowth balloon, which I know is a lot of controversy too. I got a shiny Shadow Scyther. I'm actually happy about that. I want to keep it as a Scyther for now until we hopefully get another one to see the better IVs or a Shando. One of the two. But yeah, it's actually pretty good. This is actually one of the shinies that I'm more happy about because it's actually one of the better ones for sure.
That is a fire shiny.
I know, right? I know. I'm actually happy that I got it for sure. I'm not gonna evolve it just yet, guys. I know you probably want me to, but just let's hold on. I have a few more chances until March, so I'll see if I can get a better one for you guys at that point. But those are my shinies. Any hundos for you for you this week?
Nah, nothing too good, honestly.
Well,
Just a bunch of 93s.
Yeah. I'm happy to report that I got my very first Hondo Gen 6. And that is I know I haven't told anybody until recently because it was only a few days ago. I just didn't post it on the podcast or on the Discord. But I did get a Hondo Fennekin. So that's one out of the three that I need for the lines. And of course, one of these three starters anyways. But I'm happy. I mean, Fennekin is actually one of my favorites. I like Froakie, don't get me wrong. It's like a super cool one and everything. I mean, I love Greninja and I love his shinies. But Fennekin, I don't know. It's just cute, fluffy, foxy little thing. You know, better than Pulpix for sure. But you know, it's Luis using Hex. Maybe. Not really. But yeah, that's actually pretty fire. You want to say something about the shiny Celebi research quest that we had?
I mean, all I have to say about it is I think people kind of jumped the gun, per se. They wanted to get over with it, like, really, really fast. Mm-hmm. So they were freaking out when they didn't get the balloons the first day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was one of those.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I wanted to get it done really, really fast. But I feel like people overreacted when they weren't done the first 2 days.
Yeah.
I was like, it's going to happen when it happens, and I'll get my Shundo. But no, I finally got the balloons, and it was a very trash IV. So
hey, a shiny is a shiny. If anything, or this game ever goes under, we can just transfer it to home anyway. So I'm sure if that happens, then Niantic can just say, you know what, just transfer all your shinies. We don't care at this one. But that would be actually pretty cool. I do have to agree with your comment though. The community overreacted to a lot of different things, and it's understandable. Although I want to actually point out, like, there is a Terry in Chicago that loves to listen to podcasts. He follows us on Twitter, and he always tweets out anything that he has in his mind. And of course, he is a grinder and everything else. So he tweeted out the other day and said that he thinks that the game itself, or the special research or special event for Shiny Celebi, was kind of a dud. You know, it was a failure. That was the word basically he was using. But both in a lot of the other podcasts that he tagged, we actually talked to him and said incorrect, because it is still a good event with cool spawns, cool everything that was happening. Yes, we were all in agreement that the Meowth balloon was at low rates. It was hard to come by, and it wasn't really something that you couldn't do in a day unless you were really lucky. And people were really lucky to get the balloons being back to back and everything. Unfortunately, just like a lot of people are saying, the Meowth balloon, it was only a balloon that you can only spawn every 6 hours. They're not boosted, so you can see it every 3 hours like we had them before. And then you had to coexist with the other grunts and team leaders, or Go Team Rocket leaders, and, you know, keep it a definite doubt, 50-50 chance on a lot of different things. Now, here's my suggestion if somebody who hasn't finished the research at this point, because the research is still out there. Meowth balloon will be out because Niantic has actually pointed out the runnings of this event. But hear me out and exactly what I want to make sure. So when the Meowth balloon is spawning, or at least wants to spawn, it has to coexist with the other grunts if you don't have a Rocket Radar leader. or leader radar, basically. So it has to exist 1 through the, I don't know, the 16 types of Pokemon that we have. So it's like 1 in 16, 1 in 17, basically. And that's technically not like the best odds when it comes down to it. And it's only 1 6 hour, so you basically even have that. Every 6 hours you only get it. And, I know people would lose sleep over it because they got to wake up at 12 and then get another balloon anyways. However, this is my theory. Because if you were to get a Rocket Leader radar, then the chance is lower to 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 technically. Because you only have 3 leaders. You get to expand 1 radar. So it has to coexist with the leaders and itself. So it's basically a 50-50 because the radar itself will always either give you a Rocket Leader or you get the balloon itself. That was my suggestion, or at least that is my interpretation on it. Now, when I had the radar every time, I got the radar. Okay, so my very first balloon didn't come until probably a day later. And that's because I actually got my radar going. Now, when I got the radar, I was thinking the same thing as everybody, which was turn it off and just wait for the balloon to come. I did
remember distinctively turning it off because I thought that.
Yes, so I turned it off. I got a rocket grunt, and I'm like, okay, let me turn it back on. Maybe I'll finish it off before I get to work. That way I don't have to see it if I have to. However, I didn't finish it before I got to work, so I kept it through that time. So I was actually a little nervous because I knew I was going to get a leader eventually. However, the next 12 at noon on the same day, I got the Meow Balloon. So I was actually, okay, cool. I finally got one. That was lucky. I was thinking that that's going to happen. And then, on the same day, 6 o'clock comes around, the second Meow Balloon comes. Kind of makes sense at that point. It kind of made a little more sense at this point why I might make sure that those pointers were out there, But yeah, I think that's the best way to go about it. Just keep a Rocket Leader radar with you at all times if you want to spawn the balloons a little more often. I know you and I, Chris, are in the grind to level 45, so doing every grunt is fine. And unfortunately, Meow balloons don't count as grunts or leaders for the level up to 45. So even Niantic pointed that out. That's fine. I was a little bit saddened because you do have to waste 1 balloon to do the whole thing if you're the grinder. But of course, you get also shiny chances, just like you guys saw just a few minutes ago. So
shiny chances too.
Yeah. Really I always get Jesse's shinies. I never get James' shinies.
I just want to get another one.
I know, right? I
just got Ekans 1.
Yeah.
Okay, from them. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, definitely. But that's my intake to that. Aside from that, the Shiny Celebi research was a good research. Free to all players, you can always do it. That's fine. If you get a good one, good luck. Send us those Shandos. I know some of them got them. And it was one of those things, basically. So
I think it was a success.
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised that people had more things to say about it than just the Meow balloons.
Even the spawns were okay,
Oh yeah, I love the spawns. I mean, I freaked out when I got Shiny Durant because I think they boosted his spawn rate for that event too.
He was in raids too, so yes.
And we still got the Pikachu spawning, right?
Yeah, the Pikachus are still spawning in the wild. The ones for Explorer Pikachus. I don't know when they're gonna go away, but I know that they're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm okay with that because I don't have a shiny on those yet.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like the costume Pikachu, I guess I could see that point. But I do also think the encounters with Team Rocket was pretty cool too, from the snapshots.
Oh yeah, and that's still going too. So you can actually do a snapshot, and you will get an encounter with Jesse and James. You get either Wobbuffet or Meowth, and they can be shiny. So good luck with those. You can get up to 5, just like Chris has put his hands up. So, but one more thing we actually want to mention on the Shiny Celebi research. Niantic has pointed out that the Meow balloon will be spawning more frequently. They have boosted it all the way from the day of the event that started up to the end of the season of celebration. So if you go to your today's view in your Pokemon Go app, you can see that the season of celebration still has 70 days. However, they added that the Meow balloon will still be appearing. throughout this entire season. So we still have 70 days of pure Meow balloons, if they spawn, of course. They will be boosted rates, so they are boosting the rates of when you say so. Technically, that mindset that I said that one between 17 types of Pokemon and everything, that still goes away because it will also coexist that it's a little bit boosted more than the grunts. So I've been seeing a lot more. I mean, actually, I probably already saw them like 3 or 4 times in the last 2 days, so it hasn't been too bad for me.
Yeah, I've gotten like 1 or 2 at least per day. It feels like right now.
Yeah, at least once per day, which is good. Although I wanna continue my grind to 45. Give me other grunts, please.
I don't know. Getting them is actually kind of exciting because then you get closer to fighting the leaders too, because you get 2 per balloon.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that I actually love that feature about Jesse and James when it comes down to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's been pointed out. Thank you so much, Niantic, for pointing it out. And then, of course, the research is not time limited, so you can finish at any time point as long as you open the game throughout the time of the event. So as long as you have the research in your taskbar, you'll be able to complete it. End of story. All right, we went a little too long on that. I didn't think I was going to take another 15 minutes to talk about that. But anyways, let's talk about the event that just ended literally a few minutes ago and talk about the Galarian Mr. Mime research. Now, before we do and say our thoughts real quick, we'll definitely talk about our honest review later in the podcast. We're going to talk about basically what the research was about between the ticketed and the not ticketed. It's just a little comparison right now. I do want to say this though. Me on Twitter at least, I pointed out that I will not be buying the ticketed event. Niantic likes to point out that, of course, I love this game too much. And I point out that I am addicted to this game too much. So I gave them, I got the research, I bought the ticket, which still hurt because I know that it's not one of the best research out there. And you can probably go to any YouTuber, any influencer, anybody out there and will say this, that the event was not worth the $8 price tag that they put, or equivalent to your country, of course. However, those are a little more into later in the podcast. I want to point that out later. So the Galarian Mr. Mime research event was basically an insights event because it was all about just putting on dots and then just having the spawns appear. There was nothing in the wild that spawned for that research. Nothing in the wild that spawned for the wild event unless you were lucky enough to find a Cupchew in the wild or something.
I was going to say I have seen at least a few.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not as much as the incense, but at least I can say at least a tiny bit have been spawning even without the incense.
Correct. Now, again, this whole thing was because of that. Now, you actually have to see the difference between the free-to-play players and the paid players. So if you were a free-to-play, as long as you put an instance on, you're able to catch all the spawns that will come out. And it's a 3-hour spawns. So you were good for 3 hours. It's basically a community day. You were just catching Pokemon from the instance and that's it, And it was all ice types and psychic types, which was meant for the research, a special research ticketed event. But then after that, for the free-to-play players, that's all they got, aside from probably shiny Cupchew anyways. Mm-hmm. That's really all they got, and that was all they give it out to them. Now, let's talk about from the paid side of things. If you bought the ticket, which I recommend that you never did, hopefully, you get access to a few exclusive things. First of all, you get a bunch of items, which could be equivalent to at least $30 in regular money, or 30 or 1,300 in Pokecoins, or 1,400 in Pokecoins, basically. Which was not bad, because as a bundle is better than to have it to buy it individually.
True.
You get encounters with a lot of different other Pokemons, which were, again, not exciting. And, of course, you get an encounter with Galarian Mr. Mime, and at least 2 Galarian Mr. Mimes, and a Mr. Rime. So that's the part where we actually got a little more confusing, because the reason that they put Galarian Mr. Mime into a ticketed event for that reason, and we're not sure why. Even if it would have been just $1 ticketed event, I think it would have been better, because, a little bit of exclusivity and things like that. A lot of people have pointed out this. First of all, let me go ahead and shout out, of course, the Lura podcast, because when I listened to the podcast that day, they gave me a new light to the whole thing, and that's why I bought the ticket. I mean, first of all, it's my money. So, I mean, if I want to play it, I want to play it. That's up to me, of course, I wasn't keen of actually buying it, but I am kind of like a collector of a lot of different things. I like seeing my completed task in my special research, like I will show you right here. And I'm not lying when I did it. It's right there. Tap, 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 tap. Of course, I like the post, but I'm thinking of not using it anytime soon because I do like my post for level 44. And of course, I like to have a medal that usually shows the progression of what I have done throughout the year for Pokemon Go, which is actually pretty good. When, of course, Tappity Tap Tap is one of theirs, which completes 2 lines worth of special medals, thanks to the level 40 Legacy badge and everything. So again, cool and all, everything's fine. In the end of the day, I feel like the free-to-play players actually got the short end of the stick here, because there's one more thing that a lot of people did mention, and I actually started watching a lot of the reviews from the ticket event thanks to the other Poke YouTubers. If you don't buy the research ticket, the ticket research, you don't get the exclusivity of the research quests in the wild. So if you spin a stop, you get to have 3 different research. You get catch 10 ice types, catch 10 psychic types, and make 10 great throws in a row, which is a pain in the butt to do, which is another thing that we'll probably talk about eventually. But there's only 3 research. They all gave you the same reward, which was between Jinx, Cupchew, Woobat, and Lapras. So they all share the same research. They all share the same encounters. You get 1 in 4 chance of getting one of each. Of course, some of them are shiny, so that's still pretty cool. And you get high IVs and everything like that. However, you were not able to access those research unless you buy the ticket. So if you didn't have the ticket, all you had was the instant spawns, and that kind of feels like, why would you do that? Like, why would Niantic do this at this point? So Chris, go ahead. I don't know what else you want to say. Did you purchase the ticket at the end?
No. The only Pokemon I've gotten out of the event was from the incense, and then whatever I've gotten lucky with.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to be talking about it more later, or should I give all my thoughts right now?
We definitely want to give our honest opinions on the review of it. I kind of don't like splitting it up, but I do feel like at this point, as somebody who didn't buy the ticket, I just want to give you the opinion. That's the only thing you got, right?
Yeah, I'll give a tiny bit. Just obviously, I didn't get as much shinies. Obviously, I wasn't able to get the quests. I'm kind of jealous about the quests, I'm not gonna lie. Because the quests were kind of garbage right now. But yeah, other than that, I don't feel like I missed out on too much.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'll talk more about it later, though.
Yeah, so that's basically the basics of both the ticketed and non-ticketed event. We'll definitely be talking about our honest full review of the events in just a moment. And of course, how the community has handled this, because the community has been a blaze of fire right now because of it. So that full explanation will come just a little bit longer. I just want to make sure what was the difference between the two. So since that's all the recaps that we have. After that, there hasn't been that many stuff to talk about, but there is a little bit of news that we're going to cover right now, guys. And that is, of course, the brand new event that's coming out this week. And that is, of course, Chris.
Oh, boy. We get to celebrate the Pokemon Go holidays of 2020 with ice-themed Pokemon.
Woo!
Oh, boy.
I mean,
you knew it's coming, too.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely something that a lot of people were expecting and wanting at this point.
Yeah, I was like, where's my another season of Delibirds?
Definitely.
I need it.
Well, there's more to it that meets the eye, and this is what the holiday season of 2020 has given us for Pokemon Go. So the event is back. Look forward to custom Pokemon's Ice-type Pokemons never seen before in Pokemon Go, event-exclusive field research, and within Team Abaton items. A blizzard of bonuses, definitely. So when does it start? Well, it starts on Tuesday, December 22nd at 8 a.m. to Thursday, December 31st until 10 p.m. 31st. Okay, so it's basically 2 weeks worth local time. So as soon as the Tuesday at 8 a.m. comes around, you'll be able to have 2 weeks worth of this. Okay, so the features. What are the features? Well, let's go about it then. Pokemon's in holiday costumes. Hey, costumes are back, but these are different from the ones we used to see the last few years. That's for sure. Pikachu deliver Capchu wearing new holiday themed costumes will appear in Pokemon Go. Now remember, all of these Pokemons are shiny available. So that means that all of these customs Pokemons will have their shiny chance. Pikachu we're already used to. Deliver is a new one, though I kind of wish I had the non-shiny one, or the non-custom shiny one, but okay, it doesn't matter. And then of Capchu just was released a couple of days ago. So we know all of those will be shiny, even though they don't mention that they're going to be shiny. So, appearing in the wild, we have a delightful of Ice-type Pokemon will appear more frequently in the wild, such as Spheal, Snover, and more. Can you say that name?
Yeah, Vanillite.
Vanillite, thank you very much. The fresh snow Pokemon, or ice cream cone, will be appearing in Pokemon Go. For the first time ever. Woohoo! The ice cream cone from Gen 5 is finally coming. What do you think?
Start collecting your candy, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Any regards on it on PvP yet?
I haven't seen anything, but that's probably just because it's not like one of the monsters. It isn't the Aegislash of PvP. I'll take a look at it though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it is not ranked high.
Well, that's the pre-evolution. You already have like the Vanillix part of it.
Yeah, for both of them. Vanillish is actually ranked the highest at 456.
Cool. All right. Let's go ahead and see if we can get like auto rec or something.
It's gonna be a really out there pick.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, and then we also have Pokemon hatching from X, which what is not in X at this point. We have Seal, Swinub, Smoochum, Snorunt, Snover, and Vanillite will be hatching from 5 km X. We also have Pokemon appearing in raids: Alolan Sandrew, Dewon, Shinx, Sneasel, Snivy, one of the two. Weller, Capchu, and Crynoggle, which is once again coming back for this season, will be appearing in raids. If you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny Shinx, which we already had shiny because of the baby, but okay, that makes sense. Don't forget to Mega Abomasnow will appear in Mega Race and will be more powerful throughout the event. So if you couldn't do it with one, you can do it with two. So event exclusive field research. Join event exclusive field research tasks that will reward you with chances to encounter Pokemon like Vanilla and Crynoggle, which I'm okay with that, I guess. I wish it was shiny Crynoggle though. Gone now.
They might surprise us with it.
Who knows?
But, I don't know.
Snap one, yeah. Winter Teen Avatar items coming in the shop. So once again, we have different item things basically. So I'm sure they'll probably be costly. So if you want to get them, that's up to you. If you want to look like a Delibird, that's up to you. Forwards to, of course, Green Day Sweater, Whimsicott Ear Buff, which is actually pretty cool. Winter boots and winter coat avatar items. That's basically it. We also get holiday themed stickers from Pokestop gifts and shops. So they actually show. Let me go ahead and show you guys. They actually show the picture of it. I don't know if I can get too close to it, but
looks amazing.
Yeah, I like the Ditto mug with Pikachu and Eevee from the special music video, and of course the Alolan Vulpix is just pretty cool. I kind of want all of those anyways.
Yeah, the one above the Whimsicott's probably my favorite. To the right.
This one. This one.
Yeah, the one with the sparkles around it.
Yeah, that's a Vulpix, the Alolan Vulpix.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's so cute. We also get event exclusive boxes in the shop. So we'll check it out when it comes around. And then exclusive AR mapping tasks. Completing areas will earn you a Mega Abomasnow energy and encounters with Snorunt.
Snorunt or Snover?
Snorunt.
Oh,
Well, I gotta get the Megas, so I gotta get these shiny Megas.
Yeah, Mega Glalie. Yeah.
So we gotta work on it. So. The Abomasnow Mega Can Energy. I mean, I'm okay doing the raids. It's not bad getting it in something other than raids. But you and I have been doing a lot of them just to either try to get the shiny or get a good high percentage one. So we probably already have a lot if we haven't evolved yet. So.
Yeah, I don't need the Mega candy, to be honest.
Yeah, so I mean that's going to be an AR mapping task. So if you have it and you see it, then you can just trash it at one point, which kind of
I
sucks
like
because
that
now
they're
that
rotating it.
yeah, kind of sucks because I actually will not be able to farm my puffins that I do every day. So
They
sucks.
might keep it in there.
Yeah,
I doubt they're gonna limit it to only 2, but you
and
never know.
they did that with the other one, so
Oh, okay.
yeah. So we'll see when it comes down to it. Bonuses. Well, let's take note because there will be different bonuses throughout the event. On Tuesday, December 22nd at 8 a.m. to Thursday, December 31st, open more gifts each day. So for the duration of the event, the number of gifts you'll be able to open will be 45. And you will be able to carry more gifts throughout the event, up to 40 from the usual 20.
Christmas is coming early.
I know, right? Well, you do have to understand you also get experience from sending gifts. So that will be actually a pretty nice addition when it comes down to it. You can send up to 40 technically. So, or you can send more, but that means that it will be easier to get to 40 or more than that in that regard. So
yeah, I believe you can send out
you can send as many as you want to, but you can at least carry up to 40. So it will be a little easier on the grind when it comes down to it. Of course, if you already sent to 200 people in one day, then that's up to you. So, this is how it's going to break down, basically. So, on Tuesday until Wednesday, Tuesday 22nd to December 23rd, we'll have 2 times rate experience, which is cool because we want to grind out the experience. From Thursday the 24th to December 25th, which is Christmas Day, we'll be able to get double times catch candy. Decent, I guess. From Saturday to 26th to Sunday the 27th, we'll have 2 times star pieces duration. So I don't know if those stack with the bonuses we still have. They may be 2-hour pieces. They may be an hour. I'm not sure. Which I think the star pieces right now are still only half an hour. So I think it's good that they'll do an hour star piece run. So that's pretty good, I guess. From Monday, December 28 to Tuesday, December 29, we'll have 2 times lucky egg duration. So again, that was only half an hour. So you'll definitely be able to put in more lucky egg time for less lucky eggs, basically. And then from Wednesday, December 30th to Thursday, December 31st, the double cash Stardusts, which is always...
How do you feel personally about them splitting up the different rewards? I think it's an interesting take.
There's definitely an interesting take, but that means that each other day you can plan out what you actually want to do. So, I mean, it kind of sucks that not everything is at once, but you're not going to be doing everything throughout the entire 2 weeks. If you're not a raider, you won't raid every day, so that's just a waste. If you are not a Stardust Hunter, same thing, or a Lucky Egg, doesn't really matter for a lot of people at this point. I know that a lot of people are still looking for the experience, but mostly because of the level 50 increase, but it really depends. So it's nice to pick out a date that you're actually going to do instead of actually taking 2 weeks worth of, oh my god, I got to do all of this, make sure I have a lucky PS and everything and all that. So just make sure you remind yourselves what are the most that you're going to be using for your own playtime.
True.
Something like, I probably wouldn't take part of the catch candy, but again, we do have double extra catch, extra large candies that we have to worry about too. So those pine-ups are going to be useful if you want to start getting to level 50. So
I'm curious if the catch candy will affect extra large candy.
I'm sure they will. I'm pretty sure they will. I mean, both of them are already coexisting in the world of Pokemon Go for a reason. So so we'll see.
That's true.
We'll see when it comes down to it. So maybe it's a good time to grind it out if you get to that point, We also have a warm-up with a special winter weekend event during the final weekends in December and 2020, of course. You look forward to a special winter event. So there's more to this than meets the eye, of course, and there's more to it than that we think. So there's probably going to be another event announced probably in the next few days or after Christmas at this point. So that's going to be nice. And then, of course, we get Regice returning to raids, just like the other Regis. Regice will be back from December 26th to Sunday, December 27th, just another weekend, of course. And, of course, there also have been exclusive AR mapping tasks that will be completed that earn an instance and more. And then Pokemon attract to instance more frequently will be Delibird, Snorunt, Sneasel, Snovan, Snover, I'm sorry, Cryogonal, and Cupchew. So again, another chunk of Ice-type Pokemon on the instance for that weekend specifically. So, man, oh man. Man, oh man. That is crazy events for sure, right?
I'm excited, to be honest. They're definitely making it look fun, and I might actually do a bunch of the AR scanning for that event.
For which one? For
Not gonna lie.
for
For
the weekend of
the
Regice?
December. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's good.
Because earning incense is actually insane for free.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure. Wow, that is a bad capture. And that was a regular wild spawn too. So yeah, I mean that's the season celebration. Halloween, Christmas is here, guys. I don't know why I was saying Halloween. I'm way back in October right now. But hey, it's the time to celebrate. It's time to bring joy, family gatherings, and everything. Well, actually, guys, just make sure to be safe because there's still a pandemic out there. But yeah, it's just a season of joy and celebration. So let's do the best we can and celebrate the wonderful time. Chris and I are been friends for such a long time. We love celebrating things like this at this point. So there's more to it, of course, but real quick, there's also a quick other announcement that we want to talk about, and this is the partners that the Asia Pacific region has actually acquired. So Pokemon GO partners with Starbucks in selected Asian markets around the Asian region. Just a brief understanding of what it is. The mission is, of course, to adventure on foot with others and things like that. They already been partners with Starbucks for the longest time, and I don't think that's gonna go away anytime soon. I wish they would do a little bit more with the partners itself, but now the Asia Pacific region will have those partners, so that means more Pokestops, more gyms in areas that they're usually not around. And either way, it's nice to see more partners from Niantic at this point, But yeah, that's pretty much it on that one. I really don't like to point it out a little bit more because, again, we already seen partners with Starbucks. So I don't know, Chris, what do you think about this?
I mean, I'm always excited when I see these partnerships because it makes me feel like Pokemon Go is growing. I love seeing more Pokestops. Sponsored ones are definitely something to get excited about, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. And I hope that also opens up to more partnerships around the world because even though some of them most of them are usually in the United States, I know that they're partnered with 7-Eleven in Mexico. They partner with 7-Eleven in the Asia Pacific region or Japan. They're trying to partner some things in both Europe and in the Middle East. But the more, the better. So that means the game can prosper and see that the game is go out and play, and you'll see this from wonderful places. Sometimes they have some bonuses too when you spin them. So that's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a lot to look forward to, and we also get the sponsored events too. So
yeah, definitely.
Please, more.
All right. Well, that is technically all the news that we have for you guys. Usually there's a bunch of news coming around, but it's almost the end of the year. We are grateful. I'm grateful that I'm still doing all of this for you guys. I'm grateful that everything's going on.
It's been a crazy year.
It's been a crazy year. We'll definitely have our thoughts the last weekend of 2020, which is the next podcast. Actually, wow, that's interesting to say now.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. It is crazy. We started this podcast in February, but it is crazy that it's been almost a year, man, and we be going so constantly. I love it. I love it. But there's more to it. Stick around until the end of the podcast. We do have a little announcement that we want to give out for sure. So, but real quick, it's time to actually talk a little bit of honesty about what's going on here, the community, and everything that has happened in the last few days with both paid stuff, free stuff, and basically the community's blowout when it comes down to it. Now, because of everything that's going on, and let's point out this right now, between Galera Mr. Mime and the Meowth Balloon, everything has been going a little bit out of the waters for the community because one, the Meowth Balloon was already hard enough as to get, and people were getting raging that they couldn't get their shiny Celebi as soon as possible. And then you have the other side of the coin too, that is Galera Mr. Mime event is really not a worth it event to be ticketed at that point. And we've seen so many other research that were free between legendaries and mythicals and everything else. Doesn't cost anything. We don't understand Niantic's vision when it came to let's go ahead and put Mr. Gallery and Mr. Mine into an $8 ticketed event. We don't understand. We didn't understand. I don't understand why we get to that point. And so the community is raging. Even the content creators out there, they say we're not going to go ahead and get the tickets. We're not going to review it. Some of them reviewed it because there's the content that they put out, which is something at the same time that we do here. I got the ticket because I wanted to point it out exactly what's going on. I went ahead and got through every single one of the YouTubers, every single one of the influencers, and asked what were your reasons why you buy or didn't buy the ticket itself. And a lot of mixed feelings about it. Now, people were saying, don't buy this, it's not worth it. They still bought it. And they're like, okay, so what's the reason? Now, one thing they can point it out is that, once again, the Lure Podcast, is they said that people can pay whatever they want to. It's their money. It doesn't matter at this point.
Exactly.
And if you buy it, I mean, cool, you did it. That's fine. But was it worth it? Was it really worth it, the price tag? I don't understand the disappointment. The disappointment in Niantic it's really, really a list low. And I feel like they really went low with this event when it came down to it. Aside from that, Chris, do you have any other reasons about it?
I know people tried to find an event to compare this to, and a lot of them said the Regigigas event was probably the closest thing.
Right.
And when they compared it to the Regigigas event actually went further. It was longer, and you got a legendary out of it.
Yes. If you compare it to other ticketed events, most of the time the ticketed event was either for a Safari Zone, a mythical Pokemon, something like the Tour Kanto event that's happening in 2 months or so. There's just a lot of things that when it comes down to it that we have to understand also that it's not about how you get the Pokemon, because you can get the Pokemon, and I'm sure Galarian Mr. Mine is going to be hatching from 7KX or something similar in the future.
It's going to be somewhere, yeah.
They haven't putting that out. They haven't say what is going to be the point of it at the end of the day or when is it going to come out. There is 2 theories that I have. Real quick, I'm going to shiny check here. But the 2 theories that I have when it comes down to this. Now, Galarian Mr. Mine technically is only the region variants of Mr. Mine, which is original Pokemon, which includes the say that you technically have to travel for it. When it comes to like Mr. Mine Jr. or Mine Jr., it only hatches from eggs in the region where Mr. Mine is spawning.
Hate that.
So, in a sense, it makes it that Mr. Mine or Galarian Mr. Mine is exclusive to the region, and you're all getting it because you have to pay for it. Something like that. Now, it's still kind of like a bad decision. It's still a really bad decision on their part. But that's one theory. Now, the second theory will be, why? Like, I can't seem to understand the reasoning that the Galarian Mr. Mine is such an exclusive Pokemon when we have so many other exclusivity. Even like the Shiny Celebi research. That was all free. Just open up the game. You'll hate the research right there. I don't understand why is the price tag on something that a Pokemon that doesn't have any stats, doesn't have anything that really goes about it. I know it's part of the season of celebration or in a part of the season of the winter time, but again, it's just kind of the thing,
Yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, you're paying $8 for 2 Pokédex entries. You don't
actually one.
Have to pay for Pokemon. Well, you get Mr. Rhyme too. Oh, yeah, that is true actually, because we already have Mr. Mime in the
Pokédex. Yes, it's only a variant, so it doesn't include as a Pokédex. However, I mean, once you go to Mr. Mine, you do see that it can be, if you go to the Galar Pokédex right now, you'll see Mr. Rhyme there because you have to evolve it if you of course got the ticket and everything. But again, I just don't see it. I know it's a Pokemon. It's something that technically we should have seen for maybe another 2 years because of the generations and everything. But there's so many things. I just hope they take this. There's 2 things that I'm hoping for. One, that they don't do this again. Niantic just listen to the community, understand that why maybe the ticketed or the pricing was too much, especially for other countries, and the conversion was just insane. And see that this is not a word thing now. It's all about the experience. I wanted to get to that point. It's all about the experience. And even Trainer Tips pointed out in his video, at best, you can finish this in an hour. Between walking and spinning the stop and everything. And even if you couldn't finish it, then you get stuck somewhere and you couldn't finish it unless you get like the spawn specifically for it.
True.
So, hours worth of playtime, 3 hours on Incest, and 2 days of basically just wondering what happened at the end. So Niantic, if you're listening to this podcast or anything similar to, listen to their community. Listen to the community. Understand that this is not the way to get ticketed events. And we have been critical about Niantic before when it comes to price tags and everything in some way, shape, or form. But this one was just a new low for Niantic. And it broke my heart to see the community so divided, especially because we were having such a good time with the whole Kanto event that were going to happen soon. And then all of a sudden throw this at us. And we're like, what the heck, you know? Just what the heck?
It's very fine for people to be critical of Niantic. It's a business. They're trying to get money.
Yes.
You know, point a finger. But they were pointing fingers at each other for the money they were spending. Like, it's not like you're losing any enjoyment from other people paying for an event. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my gosh.
That's another point that the community made. They said that, because you bought the ticket, you're sucking up to Niantic, and now we can be friends, and you just like wasting your things and everything. Like, what's the reasoning on that? Like, I'm sorry, it's just because I want to play something and do something to play the game that makes me happy, doesn't mean that you are gonna be bad at it just because I give my money to Niantic. I already give my money to Niantic anyway. I pay for raid passes literally that was Sue. I pay for incubators or super incubators at this point, and trust me, I've been an egg hatcher since the beginning. So, in all honesty, Niantic has already made probably billions of dollars out of me. So, what's the difference at this point? So, I mean, another $8 doesn't really hurt because really, $8 doesn't hurt. But what it hurts is the experience that we got, and it wasn't a good experience overall. The community, it's just out there,
Yeah, it's really just, is it worth it to you? I know a lot of people have been saying the items were worth it.
Yes, the items were a little bit worth it. I mean, 3 super incubators, 3 raid passes, which I haven't used. I've been using more remote at this point, but still. And, a puffin, which I can grind out and things like that. I still believe that this is not a worth event. There was not a worth of buying it. It's just that the completionist in me, because I wanted to have something like that in my research, because I want to have the medal and things like that, made me want to do it. And then after listening to many feedbacks afterwards, they said that it's your money. If you want to spend it, spend it. So I'm like, okay, well, I mean, that's really what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to do it that way because it makes me happy in the end of the day. So, community out there, just listen to words of wisdom. If you didn't buy it, good for you. If you bought it, good for you too. That's basically when it comes down to it.
I just hope you were happy whatever you chose.
I mean, I was okay with that. It would have been cool to get another shiny out of shiny Kufu, but So.
You still got a little bit of time.
It's over.
I thought we had another day.
No, it's over. Check the Today tab, you see it.
Yeah, it says it ends in 23 hours, 11 minutes.
For incest spawns?
Yeah.
So maybe the 3 hour ended. All right. I'll check it out. Anyways, so that is our honest feedback on the whole Galarian Mr. Mime. I already have Mr. Mime and Galarian and Mr. Rime in the Pokédex, so it doesn't matter at this point. So I hope that you guys can take away from this and see that even though we're advocates of the game and we love the game, we can be critical to things like this. So see it as you see fit, do whatever you feels and makes you happy, and just go out and play the game. There's so many things you can do in the game. At this point, it's just in the past at this point. All in all, it's done. All right, so now that we got through most of the news and our feedbacks, let's go ahead and talk real PvP stuff, because Get Good, Get Wrecked is back once again, and we finally can talk about Season 6. Oh!
It's been so long. been so long.
I know, right? I know, right? All right, Chris. I know you've been doing your grind. What can you take away from this right now? From season 6?
So I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that we have some big boys we can make with extra large candy. The thing is, extra large candy takes a very long time to grind out.
Yes.
But if you have a 0-15-15 Pokemon or something else, depending on what Pokemon it is, you'll be able to power it up as high as it will possibly go to 1500 now. And it's pretty insane. So like Pokemon that previously you needed a hundo for Great League and Ultra League, you can power up with like a 2-15-15 all the way up to 1500. Or if it was a perfect in Ultra League, you can get some more optimal IVs, which is very interesting. So the bulky Pokemon are the ones that benefited here.
Yes, definitely. Now, I do want to point out that extra large candy appears mostly, well, you can basically get it at any point, even if you were in a low level account. However, you will not be able to power up the Pokemons to level 50 unless you're level 40. Once you hit level 40, you will be able to raise up your Pokemons up to level 50, which is good and all. However, it takes 296 extra large candies to max out a Pokemon. And that's not easy to find every now and then. So, I mean, if you catch, hatch, and raid, then yes, you will get extra large candies in that regard. Mm-hmm. But that's still a grind of its own. Now, when candies were released, I mean, when, of course, the game was released, candies were, of course, scattered. And, of course, people were saying, this is too rare. We can't seem to find candies for it. There's not enough hatches and everything like that for it. It's basically the same thing for extra large candies. It's a little more diverse. It is harder to do a legendary for a reason, though. Because to get 296 extra large candies means that you have to grind out the raids, which is the only time you're able to get legendary Pokemons. And then, of course, if you are a free-to-play player, basically you will not be able to do it. So, I don't know about that. Anything else, Chris?
I made a boo-boo.
What's up? I see that you were like stuck in perpetual timepiece there.
All I can say is the Pokemon that were really the big winners of each league were Medicham, Azumarill, Lickitung, Diggersby, Sableye, especially. I'm actually surprised by this Bastiodon. Oh, yeah.
Bastiodon can go out to that, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Definitely.
And in Ultra League, the biggest winners were the ones that previously you needed hundos for.
Mm-hmm.
So like Drifloon, Ferrothorn. I'm trying to think of some other ones.
I still want to do my Medicham at one point, though.
Dude, Hundo Medicham is still going to be good, even with the Mega. Oh, dude. Ultra League Perfect Registeel almost gets exactly to 2,500. It goes to like 2,497, which is insane.
Shout out to Reversal when he actually transfers his Shundo.
Extra large Galarian Stunfisk is a monster now. It is ranked number 2 out of all the Pokemon in Ultra League, which is just insane.
Which technically makes Ultra League a little more diverse in that regard.
Oh, yeah.
Especially because you'll be able to use Pokemon that were previously available to it. But again, you still gotta grind it out. So right now, as it stands, Great League and Ultra League can be used with Pokemon that can actually level up to level 50. However, Master League, which will be starting pretty soon, actually, on December 28th, so another week of it. When Master League comes around, you'll have 3 different cups for the Master League, which is the Master League Premier, Master League Classic, and Master League Regular. The regular one includes the level 50 Pokemons, while the classic one still only allows level 40 Pokemon. So if you have already used an extra large candy to power up your, let's say, your Hundo Giratina, then you're stuck in getting to regular Masters instead of using classic, which a lot of people will still do for the remainder of the time.
I mean, that's what's really interesting to me is how people are going to do the normal Master League. Because normally you'd see Pokemon like Dialga up there. You'd see all the other legendaries. but there's only a few that you can get a consistent amount of extra large candy for.
Yes.
We can't really get Dialga extra large candy except via walking, I believe.
And that's
Or am
20
I wrong
kilometers
in
per,
saying
per
that?
candy, and that's...
Yeah,
Whew.
and no, no. Yeah, there's some people I've seen that have a rank 50, or sorry, a level 50 Mewtwo. But we haven't had that many chances to raid Dialga, so I doubt there's going to be anybody with a level 50 Dialga.
I mean, in all honesty, if
So
somebody is going to be
really,
out there, they're going to go into regular Master League with their level 40 Pokemon, so unless I get right with every level 50 anyway. But there's only a handful of people who really are in the level 50 grind right now, and there's only a handful of people that actually care about leveling up their Pokemon and everything. So aside from the Mega Raiders, which is the Waifu Raiders or anything else that you might call it, which get enough rare candy through the raids to be able to power up the Pokemon to level 40 or in level 50 in that regard, you might want to just stick with Classic for a little bit longer until the extra large candy becomes more available for the masses and see how it fares out. You know, maybe, and that's, I know a lot of people actually have been saying that it is still inaccessible for a lot of people when it comes to legendaries, because the legendary grind is so much, and it's seeming at decimate for the free to play players, because there's no way you can level up that much, you know.
it's crazy. Unless they have events in the future to get like extra large rare candies and stuff like that, I just don't see it happening without like going insane on raids. You know?
Yeah, now let me go ahead and like let's show just exactly what I'm meaning when it comes down to this. I think I still have a lot of Lugia candies. I haven't really powered up here, but let's show exactly what it works right here. So just to get to level 40, it gets me to 132 regular candies and 130,000 Stardust, which again, I have the Stardust, I have the candies, I can do it. However, then we go all the way to level 50, which again, it costs us 286 extra large candies to get to an extra to get to level 50, which maxes out at 4,089 CP. It costs us a whooping 244,000 Stardust, which again is another one of those things. But let's do the conversion on candies to extra large candy. One extra large candy, to get only one extra large candy, you need 100 regular candies of that Pokemon to be able to get one. So if you really want to get the 286 extra large candy for this, that's an insanely amount of regular candies that you wouldn't be able to get to regular means for legendary Pokemons. It's just insane. I'm sorry to say, but that's just insane. There's no way. Even the casual spender looks at this and like, yeah, no. Because it's so much. You barely even get 7 candies from a Silver Pina Berry. And then that's 7 candies if you were to catch the legendary with a Silver Pina Berry. That means
it's
that...
just crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane for sure. So hold on, to power up. Unless you're in the grind to level 50. Power up whatever you feel like doing it, of course. But just keep your extra large candy, start massing it up as much as possible, and hopefully Niantic will see that, there's a scarce of it when it comes to legendary. So I know they'll probably start doing some adjustments eventually in the future. Maybe through the Go Battle League rewards, if maybe they'll add more rewards to say, hey, we're going to go ahead and give you a little more extra large candies if you win certain amount of battles or things like that. So
I wouldn't like them to lock it to that, though, specifically, because I do know a lot of people like using their Pokemon for raids, too.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Go Battle League in a nutshell. Again, Ultra League is still coming around for another week. Master League will start on December 28th, along with its premiere and its classic mode. And of course, the Holiday Cup is also coming, so expect that to come out pretty soon. We'll talk about our experiences once it comes around. Will probably be by the beginning of next year, because that will be the last. Next week is basically the last podcast of the year, incredibly. But yeah, real quick, I think that's almost everything we have, Chris, right?
Ooh.
But almost. Almost. Now, we've gone through the news, we've gone through a PvP. But again, this is the season of celebration, the season of giving. So as a podcast, both Chris and I has agreed to give away a gift card to a selected somebody. So this is how it's going to work. If you're listening to a podcast, I'm pretty sure I can try to get this podcast out by Monday. But we'll basically have a few days to cover up, and I'll be posting it on the social medias all around. So first and foremost, make sure you follow us on our social media. Myself in in Pure Letter Go. And then Chris is Christo0517. Make sure you follow us on Twitter because we'll be posting it in there. We will do a giveaway to give out to our community, the wonderful community that have been supporting us for the longest time. Thank you so much, guys, because you guys have made this. I want to say thank you because we have hit milestones that I didn't think we were gonna hit in just a year alone. And in all honesty, this year has just been amazing thanks to you guys. So make sure you follow us on Twitter. We'll do a giveaway on the 25th, which is on Christmas. We'll post out the winner, of course. If you follow us, I'll go ahead and put a tweet out on the specific, and I'll retweet it every day from here until the 25th. If you want to win at least a $20 gift card for either Apple, Android, or Samsung, or whatever your choice is, make sure you follow us there. We'll pick a random winner. Just interact with the post itself and put a comment or a tweet or anything. Make sure you have Twitter, of course, and then we'll give it out there. However, that's not the only giveaway we'll be doing, because again, Chris and I has agreed that we'll do one in our Discord too. So if you haven't joined our Discord, the Discord link is down in the description for everybody, both on YouTube and Twitter. It's also out on the podcast services. So make sure you join us on Discord. If you haven't, make sure you DM at us or tweet it at us, so make sure you can get into the Discord itself. But the giveaway there will also be featured on the 25th. Will be a giveaway for a full year's worth of Nintendo Switch subscription. So I know a lot of people actually said, hey, I want to play this, but I don't have the subscription. So I want to give out to you guys, at least one of you guys, the wonderful time to be able to rate with us or do something else with us when we are live streaming in our own Twitch channels and everything. And we just want to give out to the community specifically. So make sure you go to the Discord, interact with the actual post we'll be putting out in the next few hours or the next few days, and then we'll pick out one random winner. Just all random at this point. And yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. That's for sure. With that being said, I do want to say thank you very much for listening, everybody. If you, of course, want to listen to more of us, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and all those podcast services, we're out there for that reason. If you leave us a review, that'd be amazing. Thank you so much. And then, of course, I already said our social medias. We can also follow us on Twitch if you wanted to. Of course, email us at purifiedpodcast@gmail.com. If you do not have Twitter and you still want to actually get into the giveaway, email us, purifiedpodcast@gmail.com. I will check that out every single day to make sure that I have the names of the persons. And if I do pick out one that doesn't have Twitter, I'll make sure to email them that. Don't forget to check us out at purifiedpodcast.com. And I think that's all we have for you guys today. Right, Chris? How about you take us away for the night?
Alrighty. It's been a crazy year so far. We got one more episode before the end. All I can say is thank you guys very, very much for listening. It's been a very wild ride, and I'm very happy that we have people that come and check us out. Hopefully, if you're listening, you get a chance to win. Hope you guys have a very happy holidays. Merry Christmas, and keep getting all them shinies. Have a good one, guys. Peace.
Have a good, nice Merry Christmas, and we'll see you guys next week.